So far, I mean, we've been talking a lot about your successes, but everybody knows, like an entrepreneur would know some lows at some point. So you've had some. I mean, you told me about a story where you ended up in a coma. Do you think you could maybe elaborate on that? I mean, I guess darker side of the entrepreneurial journey. I mean, that would be a low.
Yeah,
Did that happen?
yeah. That's important, very important, and very important to more people to talk about it because that should be normalized. When you have a culture in the country of trying, failing, trying again, you have a good business culture. And it was far enough. It was one of my first businesses. I've been doing fintechs for banks. We've been building digital banks. Like before Revolut, we've been building Revoluts for every bank in Russia and Ukraine. It was a like service company building with a huge tech and product expertise. And I was rather young. So as I said earlier, I didn't know much about corporate world, lawyers, papers, and so on. Our home country's culture of, taking all from the more lame business partners was huge enough. And I was in a situation where we had a couple of super huge already bank clients, which changed the stakeholders, and stakeholders simply said that, okay, we don't need this modern software. We just will take money from people and give lending to our companies. So you, Pavel, and your company, please give all the money we already paid back. And me, as another corporate guy, was like, didn't have enough invoices, documents that these invoices are already with the work done, and all these documents, because we were working like, face to face with people, delivering really product. You can touch it, it's work. And as soon as I was very young, these guys were starting going to the courts and some dodgy people to my home, like to make some pressure. And I had this, I was young. It was in Russia and Ukraine. It was 2010s. We didn't have psychotherapy. We didn't have this mentorship cultures, anything. So my vision was in life, I was very naive, that you go either straight forward or down. And before that moment, I was going forward. I was driving cabriolets, cabrios around cities. It was fun. And so it became going down. And I was literally thinking that it's end. So like physically and metaphorically, I will die. And I was super anxious, super nervous, super extra nervous. And one day I just turned off. And I mentioned dodgy guys coming at my home, but nobody touched me at that point. It was just a nervous thing that I was nobody to talk to. I had nobody to talk to, and I was talking to myself. So it was inadequate, and that it was for a week. Then I came back, and it was a huge journey after that from, because it was, 1 to 0 or 1 to -1, a huge path of coming back and giving back the debt for my team, for guys who worked for me, for some partners, and so on. It was a 3-year path. Happily, it ended years ago. But after that, I learned like, well, business is not all. And I mentioned, this culture. Fail, try again, fail, try again. Young people should know that. That's also a balance, of public speak from the governments. It's also a measure of incentives that we give to the young people starting businesses. It's a lot of stuff. People, on one hand, shouldn't be afraid to start and fail. On the other hand, we shouldn't incentivize doing all kind of shits without any consequences. So it's interesting thing. Yes. Not so easy.